YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, and it is Saturday, which means I'm going to do a ton of recording. So let's just get to it. So I got Ankara captured. There is a spy. Cyprus has got a slinger stack over here for whatever reason. Looks like we are about ready for a turn-in, would be my guess, that I got us ready for that point, except for the Heralds of Feces, who have an upgrade. Wow. That adds a lot of cool stuff. I'm going to do that. So the Heralds of Feces getting more potent, and probably mostly their stench with a name like that. Well, let's see what happens. Shouldn't be too much left to taking out the Cimbri and the Gallic Confederation, or Boii, whatever it is at this point. Ought to be a fairly simple task. And we have a huge war in the east. That's going to be the biggest piece of what we have left. We got quite a few provinces. I do have quite a few armies, which is good. We're going to need it. Let's see. Egypt's going to keep working me over with agents. Understandably so. Let's see if they succeed. Apparently not, but they leveled up. So, at least not that I can see, unless that was an assassination attempt. Yeah, nope, never mind. They just poisoned me with the spy, and then they're going to jump me from two sides. That's pretty typical AI behavior. Let's see what they got. Pikemen, noob spearmen. Those scythe chariots are a concern, and then they've got a Hellenic Royal Guard in the one army. Having poisoned me like that is going to take its toll. Unfortunately, let's fight this. Obviously, we don't have much of a choice. I'm guessing we can just quickly turn and face the army that's going to be coming from behind us. That's where the scythe chariots are as well. We got to get those things killed, hopefully with minimal losses. I do have a very nice line of thorax pikes, which is going to be better than most of the infantry that they're bringing. And I'm assuming the Egyptian reinforcements. Geez, some of these pikes got damaged half of their number by that poisoning. That seems a bit excessive. Alright. So yeah, with all my pikes damaged, I'm really going to have to rely more on my cavalry. Let's put these guys off. Fire at will. I do believe there's going to be an Egyptian army coming from back here, because that's the general direction from whence they attacked me. Forgot a hoplite. Come on.
Enemy reinforcements approaching.
Right there they are. Let's bring all our stuff over. We'll just try and pin these guys up against the wall, basically, will be our plan. And the other army's going to have to try and come get me, which they will do, it looks like. And I believe they might have a ballista coming on the field somewhere too, so I'm going to have to watch out for that. Go ahead and get my Thessalians out here. They're not going to do much good against the red line, which is where my infantry is headed. Push up my pikemen. Push up my royal peltist. Let's go ahead and start taking shots at that Hellenic Royal Guard. We definitely don't want to fight it in melee, and we definitely don't want to start a cav engagement too close to the enemy infantry support and bow support. But we can probably take these guys out real quick. Gonna get my pikes down. There's a freaking camel spearman that's just running straight through me, trying to get to my archers. And there's a mercenary Persian cav trying to do the same. Let's pull my general back. So my pikes, let's try and get them in formation. The enemy just kind of all of a sudden attacked me here, which is actually going to work out well for them. There's the Hellenic Royal Guard. I'm going to keep firing. Just go get my flank secure. The cav fight should sway easily in my favor. I'm going to put my general into this fight over here and pull my cav back out of it. What do we got over here? Mercenary Persian cav got into me there. Yeah, my royal peltist can fill that gap just fine. The other Egyptian army is still a ways behind me, and the Hellenic Royal Guard is dying. And let's bring this royal peltist around. Let's bring a couple of cav this way. Okay, the Hellenic Royal Guard's still alive, unfortunately. Let's shoot it in the back with the Royal Peltist. We gotta kill that unit very quickly. Unfortunately, the Royal Peltist just got hit in the back, which was a good move by the AI. Okay, we need to extricate our cavalry from that fight. Let's get through the enemy gaps here. Okay, the enemy general's gone. Let's kill that skirmisher cav. Get into the back of these Egyptian pikemen. Really need to get away with my cavalry here and then just replace. The AI is actually doing a pretty good job of getting its cavalry in my way. We just need to hold them off my back for just a moment. Take out those Nubian bows. Really need to get through that fight there. My Thessalian cav won't pull out of this fight, unfortunately. So let's use them for rear charges here. And then these guys are just going to have to hold. Oh, that's not good. They're going to try and suicide all their light cav into my archers, which would actually be very bad for me. Let's get my cav back around here, rear charge those guys. Okay, we might be able to survive this. It's going to be a terribly ugly fight one way or the other. Let's get rid of that skirmisher cav. Start pulling thorax pike attack. What do we got left there? A pikeman. Let's get our general over here. Biggest problem is there's enemy pikemen facing my royal pelt. Ah, there's scythe chariots all over me now. Yeah, I'm gonna lose. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna lose with that scythe chariot there. I'm gonna try and throw as many javelins as I can at the scythe chariots, but the damage done by them is already severe because they got all my archers. I just got a piece of the scythe chariots, so we'll see. See if I can survive that. Okay, there's only a couple of scythe chariots left. And now they're gone, so now let's get all my royal peltists. Pull back to here. Why are these pikes still alive? Come on. Got a million guys surrounding you. I might be able to win this. It's gonna be very difficult. My guys took a lot of losses pretty much everywhere. But if I can get rid of this pikeman and get my men regrouped,
our men flee the field of battle. This is a shame.
Let's just start to get ready to fill these gaps, preferably with pikemen, because that's what they're going to throw at me. Those freaking pikes are still alive, which is really, really annoying.
An entire unit has perished.
Let's get my general into combat here, inspire him. And let's go support with rear charges. We're going to ignore that Egyptian infantry. Use our royal peltists to crush those guys. The scythe chariots came back. Let's see if I can get a quick charge into them. Nope, they're just going to start pulling through everything I've got. Okay, let's get ready to see if we can get some rear charges in here. There's a lot of pikes, and of course, the mercenary Persian cav got into my back. Getting intercepted. The AI is actually doing a pretty darn good job of fighting this, and I've done a pretty darn poor job of fighting this. Let's get those cav out of there, get these cav out of here. Let's see if we can kill that mercenary Persian cav, bring in some more pike reinforcements. I think we finally got rid of the chariots, actually. Just gonna pull away back here. My general is now surrounded, unfortunately, and there's probably no way to get him out of there alive.
The entire unit has perished.
So let's just go ahead and do what we can to damage the Egyptians. Move these guys up. Really? Mercenary Persian cav fighting down to 4 men. And I'm getting chased relentlessly over here. Alright. I can't believe my general's still alive, personally. If he goes, hopefully it doesn't get my... Look at this mercenary Persian cav. Wow, this Egyptian army has been a pretty large nuisance to deal with. going to charge this Egyptian infantry real quick just to keep it from chasing and throwing javelins at me. Let it get crushed by the charge real quick. I've got one Thessalian cavalryman over here. It looks like the AI is finally getting trouble with my pikes. There is a Royal Thorax sword, though, right here. I'm going to see if I can engage it. Really, the Egyptian infantry are still alive? Come on! Get into these peltists real quick, see if we can kill them. We're going to need some rear charges. They do have pikemen, it looks like, trying to guard their rear. Got their general engaged now. Let's take these guys out of formation and push into the back of these pikes here. Okay, now let's see if we can get some rear charges. The AI is trying to turn their pikes to stop my cavalry, which is going to help me. Good grief. How did they have any cav left? It's getting to be a nuisance. Those peltists are actually going to win that fight, probably. That's not good. We're going to need more rear charges in order to get this done. Maybe what I can do is pop some flaming shot across a couple of these units and then try and finish this. Some Nubian spearmen here. I'm going to hit him with a quick charge, see if I can get him to rout. And AI is doing a pretty good job of trying to keep me surrounded here with all these pike units. Let's see if we can pincer their general. Actually, let's hold these guys off here, and I'll use these units to pincer their general. Those peltists are absolutely annoying right now. And all these pike units are becoming a severe nuisance as well. We are killing a fair number of the enemy units, but they've still got a lot of pikemen. Enough to chase me down. I need to go get rid of these peltists real quick. My infantry should be able to hold its own. For now, the enemy general is getting killed. Stupid peltists. They're just in large enough numbers and they're heavily armored enough that they've been resisting the cavalry fairly well. But I get a pretty clean charge there, so it ought to lay waste to them. They weren't braced whatsoever.
Glory to Macedon! Our men flee the field of battle.
My pikes are kind of getting screwy on me now. I need to reform in a couple spots. The peltists are dying. I'm just gonna halt on the flaming shot and see if I can save it for a more clutch moment. My pikes are doing a good job of handling the enemy general, which was definitely a concern here. This battle's turning slowly towards my favor, but it's not good. I think I'm lucky to have even gotten this close to winning, to be honest. Alright, I'm going to have my pikes taking the other pikemen from the front and then hit them with a quick rear charge. This ought to be pretty devastating. AI can do some crazy stuff, though, with their pikemen, so we'll just wait and see. Yep, that's going to crush that pike unit.
Battle is turning in our favor.
And the enemy general being on the front of my other pikes, it looks like it's going to save my hash here. So this was a crazy fight, to say the least. Let's see if we can kill those Royal Thorax swords who are now trying to charge the back of my pikemen. They're going to get caught by my Thessalian cav. I would have think that would have killed them, but they barely lost men in that. And actually stabilized while being charged by cavalry in the flank. It's probably because I think those Royal Thorax swords are mostly ignoring my men. And the enemy pikes are trying to march and get to my other units, rather than turn and fight my own pikemen. Down to 6 men. If the enemy general's still alive, that's crazy.
The enemy general
Yep.
is dead.
That was crazy. Of course, my general lived quite a ways down into his unit, so I guess I won't complain. Wow, can't believe we actually managed to win that after being poisoned and getting completely surrounded, and of course with most of my bad maneuvering. Most of my Royal Peltists weren't able to do much because they probably ended up on the front of pikes. Did get quite a few kills out of a couple of my Royal Peltist units. And then my Thorax pikes did very well in that battle. A couple of my cavalry units did well. Archers killed the Hellenic Royal Guard, so I'd definitely say that it was kind of a clutch win there, but I lost a lot of great units, and I'm going to have to get back and retrain those units, which is going to be time-consuming as well. So Egypt is doing a good job of basically just carrying this fight out, making it last longer. And then Ardhan, of course, I need to take care of them. They're going to be in northern Asia Minor right now on the Black Sea coast. So if you remember, they brought in those horse archer armies, and I've got nothing to counter them with at the moment. Galatia wants peace, don't really care. I just can't wait to get these troops out of the... The Horde of the Steppe wants to be, or wants peace. Might see if we can make them a client state. There we go. So now they'll actually count towards my victory. And they don't like Pontus, and neither do I, so that ought to work out just fine. And then I don't have to march way up north to take their last puny little remaining settlement up there, which would have been a big nuisance. Let's see what Ardhan does. Again, I kind of expect them to move on the Black Sea coast and cause me some problems. If they don't, I'll be surprised. Ah, they did not. They probably don't want to leave that settlement because I have it blockaded, and if they leave, I'd be able to capture it. At least that could be it. Looks like Libya came in and helped mopped up some enemies, which is great. Sinai has just been a bloodbath recently. Alright. Full Imperium, which means, yeah, a whole bunch of my income probably just disappeared due to all that business. The corruption that comes along with it. And I have to hire someone from another house, unfortunately, for this. Don't know which army. Oh, that's the one that just got beat up pretty bad. Yeah, so now the political balance is all screwed up. That's not really going to help. See if there's any promotions I can secure here that might help me regain some of my steam in the political arena. Nothing right now, apparently. None of these are making any difference. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I'm not really sure when they do or when they don't. That's going to cost. That's going to cost too, and I don't want to spend my money just yet. Do a lot of these free ones. Oh man, some of the ones I did cost a bunch because I just dropped some money there, unfortunately. But we'll see if that'll help maybe start to balance things back in my favor. Don't really know how the enemy or the other faction has as much influence as it does because they are pathetically weak, and I have a ridiculous amount more. Like, so to me, I don't really understand exactly how the political system works. But tell me, what's the point of all of this? Gravitas here, or whatever that stands for, like, so for, yeah, it stands for gravitas. What's the point of all the gravitas if it doesn't seem to have any effect on where the court nobles sway? I mean, because you can see I have a ridiculously amount more, yet these guys hold more sway. Anybody help explain that to me? I mean, it honestly has never made sense to me, the political system. And I've read the little political walkthrough thing that CA posted, and it doesn't make any sense either. Like, it says things that sound good, but then it doesn't seem to actually hold true in the game, which has been kind of annoying. But anyway, just that, like I said, tell me if you know what's going on there. I don't have access to Royal Peltist, unfortunately, in this province, but I can go ahead and start retraining some units, get this army built back up. I don't need that many for those guys. 16. I need more archers. I'll just hire mercenary archers, probably. Let's go ahead and retrain what we get there. Or I could forego archers and go with Agriani and Axemen. Come on, you jerk. Join me. That agent is just really holed out. I'm just... Man, yeah, I'm just going to assassinate him on the next turn. Getting sick of that agent never joining.
How can I serve you? I shall help.
Alright, and there's one more enemy warlord over here that's potential nuisance.
Amut will devour.
There we go. So we got rid of all those enemy units. I'm going to need to move this army out here within reinforcing distance of this one in case it gets attacked, so I can support now, which is going to be important. And if there are mercenary bowmen, there are. Let's just go ahead and hire up those Egyptian archers. Not the best bowmen. I'd rather have Nubians, but hey, this will work. Let's make sure I don't have any patchy factories coming. I blew all my money on those accidental promotions. Yeah, see, this would be bad back here. Let's see. Some of you may ask why I would still be building any agriculture buildings at this point. It's because I am upgrading a ton of buildings, and I'm going to make them cattle farms so that I get a nice boost of income and enough food to upgrade my buildings. And I'll start eventually switching some of these grain pits over to cattle farms. It gives me slightly more income. It's not a large amount, but you know, hey, it'll be worth it in the end. Just making sure I didn't leave. Yep. And Kyra. That's gonna take some of my money. And Cilicia. So, yeah, we'll drop a cattle farm there. Alright, so I think we've made pretty much all the building decisions we can at this point. Now I have army movement points that we should probably go ahead and use. This gigantic army of slingers is fortified, but they're going to flee.
Our advance has been halted.
Why has your advance been halted?
Ready for that path is blocked. Our advance has been halted. At once, ready for battle. The way
Why
is
are these
blocked.
guys...
Forgive me, but I cannot.
There. Okay, those guys were there and I couldn't see them, so that's what was causing the issue. Looks like they got all these stupid slingers. I don't need the reinforcements. I'm going to run a night attack just for fun. And yeah, that is going to be a very, very quick demise to that army. They do have a pike unit, but I mean, I've got 6 cavalry units that are going to go pretty much unopposed by everything they have, and are going to easily destroy their entire army. Give me just a second here, folks. Sorry about that, I had to close some blinds. They were casting a lot of glare on my screen and I couldn't see.
Companion cavalry.
Okay, let's just start running our cav forward.
General! Advance at speed.
I guess I'll bring my foot companions up to kill their own pikemen, or these royal peltas. Doesn't matter which one gets there first. Agrionians, any of them can kill them. The enemy army is going to get absolutely toasted by my men here.
We'll kill them all. Companion cavalry. Riders at the double. Riders advance.
Alright, so yeah, we'll just want to kind of... Yeah, it's going to be uphill charges, but I still don't think it's going to stop my cavalry from killing the slingers.
Forward. We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Okay, so I'm just going to immediately start getting into the enemy units with charges. It's possible that with huge, massive slinger fire, the AI could hurt my men pretty badly, but they usually leave their men on skirmish like they have here, so as long as I just avoid their infantry, which should be fairly easy, I can just continue to run down their men.
Our general is under attack.
Oh, there's horse skirmishers over there, that's annoying. See if we can get my archers trained in on the mercenary horse skirmishers, and I'll just keep running down enemy units. pull away from... Oh, those are mercenary Egyptian infantry. Not a huge worry there, but... Get away from them one way or the other, they'll just hold me up, keep me from killing the slingers that I need to. Alright, so a good portion of the enemy army is dead already. Let's go ahead and charge those Egyptian infantry. Yeah, so Cyprus probably ought to learn to bring something besides slingers. Doesn't seem to be their smartest move. Let's see. Got my archers almost in range of the enemy horse skirmishers. And pretty much all the enemy slingers are dead. Those Egyptian infantry are doing very well, all things considered. Don't know how they really survive charges, and they're keeping up on foot with my Thessalian cav. I know they're very light infantry, but that's still pretty irritating. My Agrianians, though, are paying them back. Seriously? Can a horse not outrun a man?
Our general has fallen.
Of course he did. The horse skirmishers killed my general, even though half of his men are left. Whatever. Can't say I care at this point. I mean, I do care a lot, but I'm going to try not to because it's pretty irritating.
Taxis! Yes, Commander!
Our Royal Peltist are showering the enemy general. And let's see. More slingers running around behind me. There's the freaking annoying horse skirmishers.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
And the enemy general's dying. And the Egyptian infantry doing a absolutely amazing job, all things considered.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Alright, just a few slinger units left.
Thessalian cavalry!
I'm gonna kind of split up my men a little bit. And just chase down what's left of all the enemy troops. So now the horse skirmishers are gonna charge my archers. I figured that would come. But the horse skirmishers are wavering due to army losses. And they're now gone. And all the enemy slingers should be gone at this point as well. So that was a pretty big nuisance army. Somehow the enemy pikemen are alive, even though they're up against 2 foot companions, and are actually doing very well. That would be because my foot companions weren't in pike phalanx. Very, very genius there, very genius. I was looking over there and I'm like, why are my foot companions losing to pikemen? Probably because they're going without being in pike formation. Now, if this had been the Octavian campaign, I would have just expected the enemy pikemen to beat me straight up. Yeah, but they're gonna die now. Really, there's still some more enemy units on the field? Oh, it's their horse skirmishers fleeing the battlefield. No big deal. Alright, so I think we... I wouldn't say I did good there. Managed to get my general killed, but whatever. Killed that annoying army so that it's not there anymore. Those are the kind of armies that are pretty irritating from the AI because they don't really make any sense, but still kind of mad that my general died there. And I'll bet you the enemy general got away alive. And of course he was from my faction, which ought to hurt my influence a little more. I'm going to end up with a civil war on my hands here soon, which is going to be annoying. Because they won't let me hire anybody from the Antinid dynasties.
At your command. Set up the watch.
Yeah, I don't like having all these generals there and then potentially going to be risking civil war. It's going to be irritating because they'll all turn against me.
Commander.
And that could be potentially very problematic, but we'll kind of just have to wait and see what happens there. Alright, so one way or the other, we got that dealt with. Let's go ahead and go take Iconium here. I don't really have a lot of money, so I'm not going to raise these settlements because I don't have the money to replace the buildings and I don't want the patchy factories. But we might as well go ahead and try and finish off Galatia.
At your command.
Sounds like Little Air must be having a rough morning. Alright.
None will escape.
I can't quite reach Mazaka, unfortunately. Yeah, and this ought to keep Ardhan pinned down back over there, which would be good. Really hate that it's not letting me hire any generals from my faction at the moment. It's actually kind of irritating. And it is going to be winter time up here, which means my men are going to undergo a lot of attrition if they try and go anywhere. So almost kind of just have to sit still up north at the moment. And it might be the best option with that army as well. Alright, let's go ahead and just end the turn here. Don't know that there's a whole lot else that we can accomplish in this turn.
May the blessings
And I think I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. And I will be back with more as soon as I can, of course. Hope you all enjoyed it. HeirofCarthage, signing off for now.